Well, good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to Woodcraft. My name is Joe. Thank you very much for stopping by today. Today, I want to show a tool off to you. A while back, I showed off a tool from Worksharp. It's the blade grinding attachment. There was a lot more to that device than really meets the eye, or more so than they marketed it for. Well, Worksharp has done it again. It's not quite as intricate and not quite as in-depth as the blade grinding attachment. However, this does bring a lot of options to people who can't or don't want to afford that $200 price tag for the blade grinding attachment. What I'm talking about today is what they call their combo knife sharpener. It's a pretty cool little device. It is pretty simple, but yet at the same point in time, there is a lot more to this than meets the eye. There's a few extra things that you can do with this, more so than Worksharp has marketed it for, and also probably a little bit more than what one would think this would have the capability of doing. So let me go ahead and change the camera angle. I'll show you what it's supposed to do, and I'll show you at least what I have been able to get out of it above and beyond its marketed functionality. All right, folks, this is the Worksharp combo knife sharpener. Like I said in the beginning of this is super simple. It's very easy to use. The concept behind it is extremely simple, but yet the functionality of it, it does exactly what they want it to do. And as we get towards the end of this video, I will show you even more, or how it can do more than what they say it can do, or probably what they had intended for it. Leave that up to me, right? But anyway, always pushing the boundaries. The concept behind this is quite simply, you have two sides of the belt here. It's the exact same grit. This is a 120 grit belt, I believe. I mean, this is the only grit that they make for this. The reason it's double-sided is just for convenience. You get one side of the edge and then move on to the other. So you can alternate back and forth without having to flip the machine around or walk around to the other side of it. Just that's a matter of convenience there only. Once you get it to the sharpness you want out of this belt, you can move on to this ceramic rod here and go ahead and just hone it up. You do have the guides for here just to kind of help you get started with a ceramic rod, as well as this is guided as well in here. This will convex your edge. If your knife is not already convexed, it will go ahead and put a convex on it. While we're talking about that, let's talk about what this is designed for, what it can do and what it can't do, because this is not a one-size-fits-all type of thing for your knife edge. What is it not gonna do? Seeing as I mentioned it'll put a convex on it. This is a Bark River convex. This convex is not the same angle as on here. I don't know the exact angle that Bark River used on this, but I know that this 25 degree is far steeper than what the convex on this Bark River is going to do. So unless I want to alter the grind of my knife or the angle of the convex on here, I would not suggest doing it on at least this Bark River. I haven't matched it up to all the Bark Rivers I own, but I know that one and several others I would not suggest it on. As far as a Scandi edge, like on this Woodcrafter from Black Feather Knives, or this is another Black Feather, this Woodsman from Black Feather Knives, Scandi edges, this is not going to work for. Seeing as I have this open, a lot of commercially produced EDC style type blades or folders come with a secondary on it. I would highly, I mean, this will do it for that. This did not come convexed, but I have put a convex on it after I got it. Another one this will work for is a Schrade SCH42. This does have a convex secondary on it. It would work perfectly for that. Another one is a CRKT M21-4. It does have a convex secondary on it. This is a hollow grind, but the secondary is convexed. It'll work well for that. So like I said, this is not a one-size-fits-all sharpener. However, it will fill a niche depending on what you want out of your blades. You know, a lot of my finer working blades, this will not work for, you know, because most of those are 0 ground Scandi or really close to 0 ground Scandi, or you know, a finer convex than what this will sharpen up. But to be honest with you, I would never let any electronic sharpening system touch my higher end blades. I do all of those by hand. That being said, I am a firm believer in my EDC everyday carry blades. These style, I've got many more. These are all what a lot of people would consider cheaper steel, which means they need to be maintained a lot more. So you know, these require a fair amount of maintenance, and I have absolutely no issue with using something electronic on what I would consider to be beater blades. So that being said, let's go over how to use this. These are the two demo knives I'm going to use today. I'm going to use this cheap $3 Walmart special. I'm also going to use this $50, $60 CRKT just to show you that I'm not scared to use it on a higher end knife. I have plans for this cheap $3 knife with this that you'll see later on. Now I do want to point out This does work well with a recurve. It will also work well with you know, an outward sweep style of a blade. It follows along the guides very easily. It follows along the belt very easily. I'll try to point that out as we go along here. But again, the idea here is just once you have it going, alternate sides. And then once you've got it as far as this belt will take it, go ahead and finish honing it up on this ceramic rod here. Now I do want to point out this box, what it comes with, I don't have it here. I switched it out before I came out here. I've been playing with this for, let's say, about 4 days, something like that. I have done a lot of work with this. I went ahead and threw the brand new belt on here for this demonstration. The other belt does not wear out, but I wanted you guys to get the perspective of the new belt. While we're talking about the belt, switching out the belt is extremely easy. On either side, right here, you have these the little grippy knobs. You just pinch it down and pull it up. It comes right off. Right here, you will see a little place to push down. It pushes that top pulley down, and the belt will come loose and it comes right off just like that. So changing out the belt is not an issue whatsoever. On the back here, you do have the on-off switch. It's a really simple operation, it's very simple to use, and now we will demonstrate it. Now I am going to try to do this backwards so you guys can, so I'm not in the way. What you do is you run the blade starting where the edge starts, let it follow the guide, but also don't put any pressure on it, just let the weight of the blade take care of it. Another thing, when the tip of the knife reaches about the half point of the blade, pull it off. Don't pull it out, pull it up. Otherwise, you may end up rounding off your tip. Pick a number and do, say, 5 on one side. And 5 on the other. So once you've reached the point of it being as sharp as you want it, come over here and match up your guide. And finish it up on the ceramic rod. One thing to keep in mind is when the line of contact turns that dark gray, just rotate that rod a little bit. It takes a little bit of pressure to overcome the resistance of the slot, but just rotate it a little bit and you'll have a fresh surface where the steel hasn't embedded into the pores of that ceramic. So anyway, there we are. That is definitely the niche, the design purpose of this device, in my opinion. Just a quick sharpen, a quick hone, and you're back in business. You don't have to go grab a bunch of tools. You have everything you need all in one package. And you don't even really have to work for it because it's electric. You plug it in, turn it on. You know, 4 or 5 swipes with this, 5 or 10 swipes on each side with this, and you're good to go. That is where this thing really shines. But like I said, this will do a little bit more. Let's go ahead and explore that for a minute. So it'll sharpen, it'll hone. Let's see if it can repair a knife. There we go. Let's see if we can repair a very busted knife. Like I said, this is WorkSharp would probably most likely not advise you to do what I'm about to do here. So WorkSharp nor I bear any responsibility if you follow this and you hurt yourself. Take that off. Now you have plenty of access to the belt. Now I'm just starting to bring that profile back, of the grind angle back that I flattened out. This is almost no pressure, guys, so it's not beautiful, but it's better than having no tip. Let's go ahead and put an edge back on this thing and call it a day. Let's see here. I don't have sharpened enough knives. I don't have enough hair left on my left arm here. All in all, guys, not bad at all. It took probably 15-20 minutes. I did have to run back and get the belt I had used before because I ended up using up that brand new belt. But yeah, for about 15, maybe 20 minutes worth of work, repaired an edge that was completely destroyed, just rot with chips as you saw, a busted off tip back to a usable tip, fixed the swedge up top just to kind of help with stabbing. You know, it's not a pretty knife, not like it really was before, but you know, it's back to pretty much full functionality and nice and sharp too. So yeah, very impressed with this machine. All right, folks, well, what are my final thoughts on this? Let's go over a few things together. One thing I neglected to point out, this ceramic rod, it is replaceable. It pops out of the top right here. You really kind of muscle it, but it pops out of the top and it just kind of rests in that bottom hole right down there. You can just order that from Worksharp, replace it as needed. But like I said, with one of these Lansky erasers, or if Worksharp makes an equivalent, you basically will probably never have to replace that ceramic rod unless you inadvertently break it or something like that. A couple things I would like to see changed about this. I wish that the motor was reversible. I am familiar with electronics. Having a reversible motor is not too difficult to do. It's not going to really raise the price point that much, at least, you know, in my opinion. Having a reversible motor on this, it would let you have the same direction of pull from the belt to the blade. It will just get an equal grind on either side, so it's not pulling down on the edge on one side and pushing up on the other. I'm just being nitpicky there. That's not really a huge critique in my mind. I would just like to see that functionality. It would be nice. One thing I really would like to see are different grit belts. I think that would really add quite a bit to this system. You know, go to something like their Kin Onion Worksharp type system, where you start out at like 120, then move up to 220, and then bump up to 600. You know, and go on out from there. For people who are kind of particular about the edge that they get on their working blades, you know, that way they can really, you know, fine tune it the way they want and not have to jump, you know, straight from 120, which is pretty coarse, all the way up to a fine ceramic rod, which I'm going to guess this is in the neighborhood of about 800 grit, maybe 1,000, something like that. Aside from that, I have no complaints with this device whatsoever. Price point is around 60 bucks. It has and hasn't been released yet. It has been released to Bass Pro Shops, I believe, and Northern Tool, I think. I will put the two retailers it has been released to in the description of this video. I do not believe they are available direct order from Worksharp yet, but their website says that shipping or direct ordering will be available extremely soon, so check back in a couple weeks. I will put a link to that particular page on their website as well in the description. Again, price point 60 bucks. I personally feel like at $60 you get a lot of bang for your buck. As you saw here, you get more than just a sharpener. You do get a minor to a little bit moderate tool repair as well. Another really cool thing about this that I have found in the recent days as I've been using this and playing with it, you know, my wife depends on me for keeping all of her kitchen knives sharp, all of her working blades sharp. The two kids that I have that are allowed to have knives, they depend on me to do that. This is something that will be easy for them to use on knives that don't cost a couple $100 a piece. You know, that they can just run it through there, don't have to worry about angles, don't have to worry about this and that and the particulars, the stuff that we are particular about in our knives, the stuff that they don't want to have to worry about. So it's nice and simple, nice and easy for them to do. But anyway, I do recommend this tool. Links will be in the description. Thank you very much for being here today, guys. I do appreciate your time very much. Folks, if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please do me a favor and give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it very much. Also, if you enjoy videos and content such as this, please hit up that red subscribe button right down below. And as always, guys, let's talk about this tool. Any other tool you want to talk about, give me suggestions for future videos down in the comment section. Thank you again very much for being here, and I will see you next time. You guys have a great day.